So this week, Eskom announced that load shedding would remain suspended since its initial suspension 24 days ago. The power utility said the suspension comes as a result of sustained generation capacity and adequate reserves, which have decreased pressure of demand from the grid. This, despite the cold weather slowly creeping in. In 2023, South Africa experienced an increased amount of load shedding from as early as January, making it the highest load shedding period since its start in 2007. Are we facing any risks considering the winter season is fast approaching? Well, engineering executive at CBI-Electric, Dr Andrew Dickson, joins us now to expand on this. Doctor, good morning. Welcome to Weekend Report on Newzroom Afrika 405. What does all this mean, please, in layman's terms?
Good morning, and thank you for having me. So what we've got to look at here very carefully is there are a number of elements at play. So yes, I'm going to be very grateful and thankful for the fact that we haven't seen load shedding over the last 24 days, but there are many elements. So we've certainly got a better EAF at the moment, so that's the available energy. And that is through a couple of plans that have been put in place, particularly around the maintenance, planned maintenance. So that is certainly helping. And I know that Eskom has been putting a lot of money into that. So that we are now seeing the rewards of that element. And don't forget, 8 weeks ago we were in stage 6. And that was obviously the height of their maintenance side of things, because we know we're going into winter now.
How sustainable are these rewards that you speak of, Doctor?
I think there is glimmer and hope. Certainly if we look at the numbers that are running now, under no circumstance will I believe that we are clear and out of this. But I think the work that has been done is we are seeing the fruits of that. And so I think going into winter now, we will see the return of load shedding, unfortunately. But I'm not sure to the levels that we've seen in prior years. So I think that is a good thing for us. And I certainly think we're going to see more of the continued morning load shedding, evening load shedding with sort of lower levels during the day, which is obviously good for commuters, good for businesses. So I'm optimistic there.
Yeah, well, I mean, we need that optimism, certainly, don't we? When you speak of the sustainability issues, particularly how much more we will be experiencing load shedding, and in terms of frequency, what can we preempt as South African citizens?
That's a bit of a tough one. I know that there are some generating units, larger generating units, that will need to go offline in the coming months, and I'm hoping that that gets pushed to the back end of winter. But I think realistically, we will probably be sitting around the stage 2 to 4 in the coming months. And that, again, it will vary during the days. I want to say on the other side of it, of course, is there's lots that industry, business, homeowners are all doing as well. So we know there's an increase in rooftop solar. Businesses are taking control of their electricity supply. So that, of course, lightens on the load side, which gives Eskom a little bit more room to be able to sort of do the maintenance plan without the great impact of multiple stages of load shedding.
And Doctor, speaking of plans, how can we better prepare for this coming winter?
Well, again, it's like everything. We need to know what we're doing before we can do anything else. So to understand what your consumption is, and that goes the full range. That goes from the homeowner through to business. And then obviously once you know what you're doing, how do you control that? So there are a lot of tools out in the marketplace that provide us the ability to both measure and control. Those can be manual or those can be automatic through web interfaces, etc. And by doing that, we are able to better shape how we use our energy. And again, that's consumer and in industry. And so again, it's about giving Eskom the space to be able to do the work and the maintenance to ensure that the stability of the grid is maintained. And that, to me, is the most important thing, because once we've got that base stable again, then we can start to build.
Well, Doctor, thank you so much for your time. Good luck to you, and good luck to all of us.